Hello, I am Joel Carpenter, and this is my presentation for the War Project. Before I started this course, I hadn't really done much music production. I did take GCSE music, but that was mostly music theory and performance. In the first year of college, I learnt many skills, including using mics to record various instruments in the studio and editing sounds using Logic Pro, as well as improving the skills that I already had. For last year's FMP, my band and I decided to write a 3-song EP using the studio to record drums, bass, guitar and piano. That has really influenced this project because I found that I really enjoy writing songs and using the studio to record them. In previous projects, my work has been very inconsistent. In some areas I've got pass and some I've got distinction. This year I'll work to make it more consistent. Here is an example of my FMP last year. The aim of this project is to make an EP using stories from World War I and II. I will write 2 songs and Josh will write 1 or 2 if there's enough time, and we'll combine them to make a 3 to 4 song EP. We will need to rehearse the songs and record them with our band, mix and master the songs, and perform it to an audience. I have put my planning into 3 sections: pre-production, production, and post-production. Pre-production will include a skills audit, research, a mind map, and to find stories about the war. Production will include lyric writing, coming up with chords, deciding the time signature, tempo and genre, rehearsing and recording it. And post-production will include mixing, mastering, uploading the songs and putting them on WordPress, final evaluation, skills audit, and performing the songs. The equipment and resources that I will need for this project are a recording studio, mics to mic up the instruments, Logic Pro X to record into and also to mix and master in, and websites for research. For the secondary research, I will use many different sources. An example of a trustworthy website is Sound on Sound. For the primary research, I will be visiting the Imperial War Museum to get inspiration and ideas for the project. I will use focus groups to reflect on my work, and I'll also use observation. Some of the research sources that I will use are Google, YouTube, Sound on Sound, the Imperial War Museum, and songs. I will use primary and secondary research to help me understand things. The people I can have in focus groups are Nick, who is a theoretical teacher, Steve, who is an electrical teacher, Mark, who is a studio teacher, Natalie, who is a vocal teacher, as well as Josh, Peter and Connie, who are other band members. Here are some pictures taken inside of the Imperial War Museum. This will give me a feel for the idea of war, and it will also let me see how the objects and artifacts from the war are displayed to an audience. This could give me some ideas for the layout of my performance. Some of the vehicles there are ripped open so you can see inside them to see what it's like in there. This is really powerful. Seeing all of the artifacts made a big impact on me, and I now have a better mindset to do the war project. I have made a skills audit for the beginning of the project. The skills are on the left, and I've put them into satisfactory, good, or excellent. I will do another skills audit at the end of the project to compare with this one to see if any of my skills have improved. Here are some health and safety things that I need to remember for this project. In the studio, I need to make sure that it's always neat, I need to make sure that there's nothing blocking any doors or fire exits, and I need to make sure that there's no food or drink in the studios. For the performance, I need to make sure that all the wires are neat, and I need to make sure that there are clear exits. This is a very expensive project. Here I have done the budgeting. I've worked out the cost of everything that I'm going to need and the quantity that I'm going to need of it. The total cost for this project will be about £4,900. But that's just an average cost. It would cost around £5,000. For the job, I'd probably charge around £7,000, taking into account that it's about £5,000 just to make the project. In this project, I might run into some theoretical and practical problems. Some of those problems might be lyric writing, because I haven't really done much of that. Vocals, I haven't really done much of that either. The performance might be a bit of a problem because our band hasn't performed live before. I also haven't had much experience with recording vocals. I've never recorded Connie singing, so I might not be used to that. And I have limited time. I will solve some of these problems by using research, focus groups, and using time effectively. One of the problems that I've had in the past is that when I bounced out a mix, it only sounded good in my headphones and not anywhere else. The way that I solved this problem is that I used the headphones that I used to listen to music instead of using the headphones that I got for mixing. This made the track sound so much better because I was used to hearing music through those headphones, so I knew what a professional sounding track sounded like. I will use Brookfield's 4 lenses theory to evaluate my work. This theory will help me see my work from 4 different point of views. The 4 lenses I will use are myself, teachers, an audience, and research. Last year I sometimes used this theory and sometimes didn't. I need to use it more consistently now, so I will be using this after every bit of work that I do. The way I will present my project is I will document the process on WordPress and I'll put it into weeks to have a structure of what I did. I'll make separate posts for the different parts of the project to make it easier to follow, and I'll put the EP on a playlist on YouTube with all of the songs in order. Here is a quick design I made for the performance. I will have a stage with the vocals, guitar, drums and bass, with monitors for us all to hear each other, an exit on each side of the stage, a backdrop, 2 speakers at the front. This will all face the audience. I will also have a dress code for all of the band members as well, so that it looks professional. A bibliography is a list of websites that might be used. It also gives credit to the authors of the websites. Here is a part of my bibliography so far. Here are 2 demos that I might use in this project. Thanks for listening to my presentation on the War project.